the size of your baby's tummy at birth. Your baby's tummy is the size of a small grape.
Cussons baby, Cussons baby, Cussons made with love.
Welcome back to the Cussons Baby Bump to Baby show, where we walk with you from your bump to your baby. My name is Esther the doula. I am a doula and a maternal health advocate, and I'm so excited to be here today to talk with you, to interact with you, and just to have fun. Today's episode, we delve into the world of infant nutrition, feeding the future. How do you feed your baby from when they're born? What happens after 6 months when they start eating solids? What do you do when your toddler is fasting, doesn't want to eat? These are some of the things we're going to discuss in this episode. Let's talk matters breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is protective over you and your baby and will help that ultimate bond between you and your baby. We encourage you to breastfeed your baby from when they are born up to 6 months exclusively, which means that you only give your baby breast milk only, nothing else unless the doctor has prescribed some medication. Breast milk is sufficient food for your baby until 6 months. After 6 months, we add on solids. These solids are supposed to complement breast milk, not replace it. So we are adding the solids because after 6 months, the breast milk stops being enough, and then you continue breastfeeding your baby until age 2. Breast milk continues to offer benefits to your baby in the second year of life. Your baby is crawling around, they're eating dirt. That immunity that you get from breast milk will continue to protect them. It gives them healthy fats and oils for the brain development. This liquid gold called breast milk is very, very protective over your baby and offers great benefits. Your baby will be able to feel warm and bonding. When they come there and they're breastfeeding, they start developing a relationship with you, so it helps with their psychological growth. It also gives great immunity. Diseases like vomiting and diarrhea, asthma, diabetes. It helps the baby be able to fight ear infections, eczema, skin issues. It's so amazing that by breastfeeding your baby, you offer your baby this layer of protection. So your baby will continue to breastfeed. The more they breastfeed, the more these benefits occur. So it's not only just about breastfeeding for a short time, but it's that sustained breastfeeding until age 2 that offers these great benefits. Continue to breastfeed until the age of 2. So let's go further in. Mama, what about you? What are the benefits when you breastfeed? One of the things that is so fascinating is how breast milk is protective over your breast in getting breast cancer, ovarian cancer in the future. You get protection from osteoporosis, basically, which is the weakening of bones in future as you age. Breast milk seems to offer that protective layer over that condition in future. Breastfeeding continues to offer you a benefit of being able to lose that pregnancy weight. When you breastfeed, you burn a lot of calories, and that helps you to be able to, lose weight where it matters. But you also have to remember that as you eat food, your body at that point when you're breastfeeding is able to also store a lot of fats and a lot of weight. So you want to eat a balanced diet, not eating for 2, rather just adding a few extra calories. For example, if you usually eat 3 slices of bread, it means now you eat 4, not 6. That means that you're able to still feed your baby, taking lots of fluids, clear fluids that don't have a lot of sugar. Then you'll be able to get back to that pre-pregnancy weight. For breastfeeding to be successful, we have the 3 B's. The first B is the baby. The baby is the one who activates everything. The baby is the client. The baby is the customer. They come to the breast and start off and initiate a response from the brain. The second B is the brain, mama's brain. So mama's brain is able to activate the hormones that will help with breastfeeding. As the baby starts to breastfeed, signals are sent to the brain. These signals activate the hormones that make milk. The first hormone is called prolactin. It actually allows the breast to be able to get nutrients from the circulatory system, from the blood. The second hormone is called oxytocin. What it does, it squeezes the milk out of the breast to allow the baby to breastfeed. The third B is the breast. Now, the breast is the holder or the storage of the milk. It's got ducts that actually contract or squeeze out the milk. We need to have this circuit completed. The baby comes to the breast, starts to suckle, sends signals to the brain enables the hormones to make milk, and the circuit is completed. One of the ways to start your journey off well is to ensure that, number one, when your baby is born, to have lots of skin to skin. Skin to skin stimulates the baby's sucking reflex, but also helps the brain to start providing those hormones that make milk. It's important to have your baby come onto the breast within the first hour or at least the second hour of life. The longer you stay without attaching the baby to the breast, the longer it will be for the baby to start learning how to breastfeed. Remember, breastfeeding is a skill. It's something that the baby has to learn. So ensure that when you give birth, your baby is not taken away from you. Stay with your baby, keep breastfeeding. It is also important to ensure that you have proper attachment of the baby to the breast. We call it latching, which is how the baby holds the breast. Attaching is how you're able to hold the baby to attach the baby. When you get the baby to the breast, as the baby starts to suckle, the way they suckle can also be detrimental to the breast milk coming in if the baby is having what we call a poor latch, or the attachment is not as well as it should be. Ensuring that your baby is well attached to the breast, is latching well, helps your brain actually make more milk, stimulates supply, and ensures that you are comfortable breastfeeding. When the baby latches on poorly, you're going to have pain during breastfeeding, it's going to be uncomfortable, and ultimately will lead to the brain not making enough milk because the baby is not providing enough stimulation at the breast. Remember, when your baby is born, their tummy is really, really tiny. This is the size of your baby's tummy at birth. Your baby's tummy is the size of a small grape. Colostrum is that amazing first milk, the liquid gold. That milk that comes at the beginning of your journey of being a mom helps your baby's tummy to start to expand. It's nature's first vaccine. It's got lots of immunological properties. Any disease you've ever had, it's got antibodies for it. It's got enzymes. It's got, just things that help the baby's digestion starts to grow. Your baby's tummy starts to expand, and by about day 3, it's the size of, what is this? I don't know. But it's a size of a bigger grape. And what it does is that now the poop starts to change. The poop starts from black. It's called meconium, that early poop. And in the tummy, your baby doesn't poop. So as the milk starts to flow, the milk has a laxative effect. It helps the baby start to poop. So the poop transitions from very dark, it goes green. And then by about day 5, see, tummy is growing. The poop now changes to mustard yellow, and it's going to have little dots in it. By 2 weeks, your baby's tummy is the size of a small egg. Now, ultimately, what helps this transition is being able to put your baby on the breast. The milk is what will expand the tummy. But for your milk to keep up with the baby, you do need to keep breastfeeding, keep putting the baby on the breast on demand. When the baby asks for the milk, you give the breast. Unlimited access to the breast. Remember, milk is only made by the stimulation for the baby. We are not timing the baby. We are not watching the clock. We're just allowing the baby to feed on demand. When you do that, you'll find like your breasts will start producing enough milk for your baby and be able to offer that transition from very small to the size of a small egg. Breast milk is amazing because it tends to change even through the day. Your morning milk will be different from your afternoon milk. It's tending to give your baby what they need. It's intuitive. It's alive. So when we say breastfeed on demand, it means that every time your baby comes to the breast, they're getting something different from the breast. Like for example, in the morning, your breast milk will have a bit of adrenaline, that energy-giving hormone on enzymes that help the baby get more active. In the evening, your breast milk will have a bit of melatonin, the hormone for sleep. So you find like what is offered in the evening will be different from during the day. Remember, milk is made by the baby emptying your breast. It's a supply and demand chain. The more the baby breastfeed, the more milk is formed. Your baby requires no other food in the first 6 months. Breast milk is complete in itself. Breast milk is divided into like two. The first part of milk as the baby starts feeding is foremilk. As your baby continues on feeding, they get to the hind milk, which is heavier, it's higher in fats, in calories. And so you want your baby to be on one breast, especially after day 5 when your mature milk comes in. Remember, the first few days it's colostrum, it's heavy milk. By around day 5, it's mature milk. So it gives the 2 levels of both foremilk and hind milk in that breast is enough for their feed for that particular moment. No need to give your baby anything else. Water, solids, your milk is the perfect food. It has all the nutrients that your baby requires in the first 6 months of life. As you're breastfeeding your baby, it's so important to have the right attachment and latching. We call it latching and attachment. When the baby comes to the breast properly, then it's more comfortable for both you and your baby. The first thing you should consider is yourself. You need to be comfortable. Make sure you are seated comfortably. You could have pillows to support your back. You could have a pillow to support your baby. Ensure you are able to sit upright. The second thing that you should ensure is that your baby is comfortable. What does that mean? Your baby needs to face their food. When we eat, we face our food. If your baby is upright and then you have to turn the head, it's like me trying to drink water like this. It's going to be very uncomfortable. So ensure that your baby completely turns. The whole body has turned to face the breast. Your baby's head, shoulders, and legs should be on a straight line. So you're not finding the baby hanging out or in a different position, because that's uncomfortable. When we eat, we try and be comfortable. You want your baby to experience the same thing. The baby should be able to come to the breast. So your baby should also not be too far. If I'm having to go to the baby to breastfeed, it means that you're leaning forward. That will make you really tired, but it also ensures that you're not gonna have a good latch. So have the baby as close as possible to yourself. You can have a pillow right here to support the baby and to help bring the baby as close as possible to the breast. Your baby's nose and the teat or the nipple should be as close as possible or should be facing each other. Now, attaching your baby to the breast means that you want the nipple to go to the tallest part of your baby's mouth, which is on their palate. If I am sucking my thumb, I will not put my thumb very close to my mouth. I will have to take it up to my top palate to be able to suck properly. So that's where we want your nipple to go to. So it means that I will bring my nipple as close as possible to the baby's top lip. Did you know that your breast produces a smell that smells like amniotic fluid at birth? When you bring your baby close to your breast, that makes them want to open their mouth. Because when they're in the breast, they usually try and suck their fingers, they swallow amniotic fluid. So that smell, when we say baby smelling milk, that's what makes them want to open their mouth and stimulates their suck reflex. You want the baby's nose to be near the nipple. When they smell the nipple, they open their mouth wide and they're able to get a good latch. The other thing you want to consider is that your baby's head should not be restrained. Your baby needs to be able to move their head back to be able to get a good latch. Once the baby's nose is near the nipple, you must ensure that the baby's head is able to tilt back. Just like yourself, when you're taking water, you need to lift your head to be able to drink. If the baby's head is being pushed forward, that will make it difficult for them to have a good latch. Support your baby's back and neck instead of the head, and that will ensure that they have a good latch. There are several breastfeeding positions, and according to your comfort, you can choose what seems to be very comfortable to you. The first one that is known to many people is called the cradle position, and that position is where the baby is facing you. You use your arm to support your baby, so you would hold your arm, lift it, and put it against your baby's bottom. That means that the baby's head, remember we said the head is unrestricted. Supporting your baby, you now have to bring your baby to the breast. So what you do is ensure that you hold your breast with a C position like this. So you'd bring your breast right there, hold it in a C, and then put it close to your baby's nose so that your baby can be able to open their mouth. When they open their mouth, you bring your baby closer into the breast. So it's not you going to baby, it's baby coming to the breast. Once you've attached your baby, you want to check the lips. How are the lips going? The lips should be open like a fish. The cheeks should be puffing out. And the baby's mouth should have most of the areola, or the dark part should be inside the breast. If you find like the baby is only getting the nipple, you'll find the baby going like, and the cheeks will be puffing in or dimpling. So when the baby is latched on like that, they are not correctly latched. They are poorly latched, and they will not be able to get enough milk out of the breast. So bring your baby onto the breast, observe those things I've talked about, and sit back and enjoy feeding your baby. Another position that's great for newborn babies, or if your baby was a preemie, is called cross cradle. So it's the opposite of the cradle position. In this position, you use your opposite hand to support the baby. And so I'll take this hand and I will come and support my baby's back, holding around the neck, and to ensure that the baby's head is still having freedom to move. I will use my opposite hand to hold the breast, still with a C position, placing my baby's nose near the teat or the nipple so that my baby smells it. When my baby opens their mouth, I bring them to the breast. You can continue to breastfeed like that comfortably, leaning back. You put your hand on an armrest and continue like that. Or once your baby is attached and you're checking all those things we talked about, you can now bring your hand onto your baby's back and now shift onto cradle position and continue breastfeeding. One of my favorite position is called the football hold, depending on where you come from, or the rugby hold, or the clutch hold, the way you'd hold a clutch bag. This position, you hold your baby towards your back. So you will take your baby's legs towards your back. Having a pillow there to support your hand is important. And in this position now, you take your breast with your opposite hand. Still do the same thing with a C. Bring the baby's nose towards your nipple. As the baby opens their mouth, bring them towards the breast. Remember to give your baby that breast until you feel like it's softened up, because the baby gets the full range of milk, whether it's the fore milk, hind milk. Let the baby feed for as long as they like. If the baby still wants to continue feeding, place them on the other breast. Let them feed on that one. If they are full, it means that the next feed you will start on your opposite breast. You can safely breastfeed your baby lying down. In this position, ensure that you follow the safety protocols for these feeding positions. Ensure that your baby is at the same level as you. You don't have a heavy duvet or heavy covering that's covering the baby. You have a pillow so that your head is higher than the baby's, so that you're able to see your baby's mouth as they feed, and still ensuring that your baby's head has freedom to move as demonstrated. The laid back position is great for mamas who want to get a little break while feeding your baby. And so you sit on a comfortable chair or even on your bed, put pillows behind you and lean back like that, and lean back. And then you will have your baby again with that hold, and have your baby align themselves to your body, and using your opposite hand, bring the baby to attach to the breast, and the baby will continue feeding as you support the baby with both hands. Let the baby finish feeding, and then once they're done, you're able to put them down to rest. With a laid back position, ensure that your baby will not fall off. So we like to have it maybe on a bed, in case sometimes you're so tired you just want to fall asleep. Ensure that if you are in a space where you think the baby will fall, maybe go onto your bed so that even if your hand fades off, the baby is not going to fall onto the ground. For more information on your bump to baby journey, follow us on our socials.